Hey audio friends, it's Rob Heskin. I haven't posted in a while, but I've got a really exciting one for you today. This is to follow up with my last Roger Mayer video, which is about like a year or two ago. Something really cool happened in between that I want to share with you guys. If you haven't seen that one already, go check that out. This will be a multi-part little series explaining this process that I'm about to go into. But I got a personal email from Roger Mayer himself, and I was just like, awesome. He gave me his personal contact info, and yeah, we talked for. I talked to Roger so much that I had to change my AT&T plan to do international calls so I could talk to him. He is a lovely person, so sweet. Might even have him on. He said he'd be down to have an interview sometime, but I just wanted to follow up with my last video, and I haven't seen a single video online that does this. I checked YouTube right before I made this, so this is the first time this will ever be explained, and this is the only one that is explaining this process. So what Roger was really trying to get across to me was what he designed the Roger Mayer 456HD's for, which were not to be used in post-production with mixing. He was explaining they're not even tape emulations. These are wave shapers, and they were designed to be a modern-day solution to the golden age of recording in the 70s. So back in the 70s, you would record, through the board, and then, in this case, we go to a Studer A800 456 MPEX tape. And so it would go through all of this sonics and mechanics of the machines, and then they were stored to tape. And then, so when the digital age came about, they would just take those tapes and convert them, into 16-bit 44.1 for CDs, and that was kind of the benchmark for audio quality. But today's recordings don't go through that process. No one goes through very often, the cumbersome nature of tape recording and aligning stuff and calibrating stuff and whatnot. So what these actually are, again, wave shapers that emulate the sonics and mechanics of going through the Studer A800 and the MPEX tape, but instead of it being stored on tape, it's being stored digitally into your DAW. So where to put these? He designed these to be the very last piece of your recording chain. So these are to be recorded at the source, not afterwards. So here's what's going on. All converters have something called an let me just see if I can say this right, an anti-aliasing buffer. And it enters that before anything else. And that can smear your transients. It can start to misalign things. So what these do is it minimizes all of that and gets you all the sonic quality from the 70s golden age of recording before it ever hits your DAW. You're going to need a lot less plugins, doing maintenance, mixing, that kind of stuff. I'll explain how I use it in a second. But that's exactly what they're used for. Now, ever since he and I have had that conversation for the past probably year, almost a year and a half, I've done nothing but record every single thing through these things. And if I receive something, if I'm just mixing something, then I'll run the 2-bus through these. I've got one artist where I record all the vocals through here, but she brings me in her stems that haven't had this process. So I'll record all of her vocals through these, and then I'll have a music bus, so I don't put these on her vocals again, because I've noticed that's like it's like putting a hat on a hat. So I'll put the music bus through those because her vocals have already been treated with it. So therefore, all of the material eventually gets treated with it. But I can't express how much this has changed the recording process because there's so many less plugins. Like, all I do is I'll make one track, and I'll just keep tracking to that one track, and I'll just pull down the pieces I want to be the verses, the choruses, all those things. So those can run through their own buses and have their own effects on them. They also work great for direct plug-in stuff for guitars and whatnot. So I'm going to be posting after this. I'm going to do some examples of just vocal things that have been recorded through here where I didn't have the opportunity to run the stems through them, just so you can hear what it does to vocals. But I want to do a video, and this is what was holding me up. I'll explain this. I want to do a video where we record everything from scratch through these, but also simultaneously capturing these being bypassed too. So what I've done is I have behind this 500 series rack, I have Y splitters. And so I can record 4 tracks at the same time because I only have 2 of these. So 2 of these and then 2 clean, I don't want to say clean, unprocessed, let's say unprocessed. So every single thing we play and record will both be recorded twice, once with the processing and once without. And so then as we stack all these things together, we can see how big of a change it's making. Because when you just change things like 1-2% and start stacking those things up, those percentages are going to catch up quite a bit. So I will post some of the literature that's on the website, because I think he explains it a little bit more eloquently and technically. I think this is kind of more of a layman's terms, but I wanted to follow up with that last video because I've been getting a lot of comments about it. And so I just wanted to share that these were designed to be recorded through at the source, the very final chain before your converter. How I personally have this set up right now, and this is also why I didn't want to do all these samples, because I run through so much other stuff. I've been thinking about, well, a lot of people don't run it through multiple compressors and stuff before they hit their converters. I mean, most people probably do a mic pre, straight into their converters and do everything in post. That's how I used to do stuff for a long time. So I was thinking about maybe just going preamp straight to these just to see what that sounds like. But currently my vocal setup, I'm just going to share this just because it's fun. We'll do whatever microphone you're using. Right now it's set up for the Vox box, so I'll go to the Vox box. Goes straight this way. We can flip on the Manley Pultec here or not, depending on the source. And it comes out of there, hits this BIE 1073 right here. Now this isn't doing anything. I'm just rolling off a little bit and hitting this transformer like a tone box. I'd have a little 2.3 if I need a little tiny little mid-range, little bumpy bump right there. I'll activate that thing. But mostly this is just kind of, not passive, but it's just a tone box. That goes into the 500C, which is BAE's 1176. That goes up here, I don't know if you can see, this is the LA2A, and then it comes down here into there. So it's going through a lot of stuff. So by the time it hits the computer, that recording is done. Besides whatever sauce or effects, reverbs, delays, or filtering or anything you want to do with it. You don't need any compression, you don't need anything. It is the easiest way to mix, it's the easiest way to track, it's the easiest way to record. So if there's ever been one piece of gear that I use both in tracking and in post, it's these. It's probably the most used piece of gear besides the computer and my monitors and the entire thing, because it's both post and pre production, so I can use it in the tracking and post. So that's kind of it for right now. Again, I'll post some stuff about it. If you guys, they don't distribute any of these in America besides through Reverb. They have Studio Care and Guitar Village. They're great companies to go through. I bought mine through Studio Care a couple years ago. I bought them on a Sunday night, and they were in my possession in Los Angeles from, I think, Liverpool by Tuesday night. So currently, I checked Reverb before I made this. They're currently about $750 US. And they do fluctuate. I don't know why that is. Not sure. Also, if you're interested in any other stuff from Roger, let me know. I do not work for him. I am not sponsored by him. I'm just a big fan of his electronics. Maybe in the future that'd be cool, but I just want to make that disclaimer. If you guys need anything from them, feel free to reach out to me. I have his personal contact info. He's super cool. If there's a piece of gear that's only available in the UK, let me know. I'll get it for you. Also, if you want to see these other videos that I'm going to make, please like and subscribe. And I just want to say hey to you guys. I hadn't posted in a while, so this is me getting back into it. I'm going to try to post more frequently. And feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. DM me, message me, leave a comment. I usually leave my email or IG on stuff. I love communicating with you guys about stuff. So if you guys have any questions or want to chit-chat about mixing or techniques or anything, hit me up. All right. I'll see you in the next round. Cheers.